Hey Leo, Riverica here, reporting for duty on a trigger. Thank you so much for shuffling states of emergency into adoption spirit magic with us and steering clear of danger. Heartily, we are grateful. In this session, we are exploring your obstacles and how we may turn those into building blocks. But before that, some disclaimers. I am not a doctor, lawyer, therapist. I'm a fortune teller, so what I offer is no substitute for their services. Furthermore, what I share does not determine your future. Only your intentions and actions do. So please use your gifts of discernment before deciding what to gather and take away. And also take only what resonates and blow like a kiss the rest back to the universe for cosmic composting into beauty. This reading is intended for fun and games, for shits and giggles, for entertainment, for flexing our heart, mind, body, soul, spirit, intuition, and emotions. And at the least, I hope to cause harm to none. And at the most, I hope I may assist you on your healing path. All that being said, we have 2 decks to help us with our reading. This is the Souls on Fire to help us with the obstacles, and this is the Tree Angel Oracle, the Ancient Path into the Sacred Grove, for how to turn those obstacles into building blocks. But let's clear the space with some additional bell. We have the sage going, but let's add the bell. So thank you for holding the intention of seeing only love, and only love we shall see. Mind, body, speech, in perfect oneness, I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow. Om. Peace. Shanti. Thank you. Yes, so this deck, The Souls on Fire by Mary Jo Crillenmore. You can find out more online at MJ's YouTube channel. It's called Soulful Revolution TV. And you may find her other places on social media. So fun, so helpful, so intuitive, so gifted. And this deck is so fun. And it was illustrated by Juliet Gilden. And so let's see about your obstacles. Leo, you are a whole, full, powerful, loving spiritual being. And so am I. And we thank your source and spirit team, angels, galaxy guides, ancestors, saints, sages, gods, goddesses. Universe is here for the highest love and light, as well as mine. And we thank your source and my source for immediately shifting the situations into what they need to be, offering necessary insights, healings, acts of grace, protection. Did I say the healing? Heartily, we are grateful. And so it was, and so it was, and so it was, and so it was. Thank you. So thank you for making it abundantly clear what the obstacle is. This may be something that you kind of have an awareness of. Maybe you have no idea. Maybe you know definitively. You can see all the edges, you know, all its shape and color and texture and what it smells like. So perhaps this is just an affirmation for you to be able to turn that obstacle into a building block. So Leo, thank you for being so brave and strong to be able to face this music and keep evolving. We have the 3 of Wands. And then on the bottom, let's see, we have the 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, some of this fire energy, which we're feeling in Gemini and Leo. You know about fire. And this 3 is a number, it can create optimism, brings a beginning and an end together, it ends chaos. It assists for those who are susceptible to environmental invasions or people taking out their grief on you. Some people might call that psychic invasions. Because when do people have psychic invasions, invade psychically? When they are grief struck by loss. Quadruple check me, right? So this is the obstacle that has been facing you, this waiting for your ships to come in. You've been putting things into line. You had the initial idea to change the ways. Perhaps this was like orphans and adoptees. This is coming out of the fog, and you took the chance to come out of the fog. And now you're stepping into the adoption reality. Or perhaps this is you have been overturning the gypsy myths and dismantling the gypsy myths and stepping into Roma reality, and you're still waiting for pieces to play out as you transition from the old earth to the new earth. There is this waiting, and all the songs that go with waiting, go ahead, leave them in the comments. There's so many beautiful songs associated with waiting, because really it's a big piece of the process. And if we don't know that, wow, that could be really super frustrating. But in this case, perhaps you felt that's a block. And so let's see more what the Tree Angel Oracle has to say about that. How to overcome that. How to turn that obstacle into a building block. Thank you for making it abundantly clear for Leo. How they may turn this waiting game into a building block. Interesting. Persephone's mother was just coming to my head, like what she did in the off season when her daughter was in the underworld with Hades. She had to come up with this whole new way of life to just enjoy the waiting time instead of like pulling her head off because it was so sad and scary, right? So how may you turn this obstacle into a building block? Thank you for helping Leo understand how to turn this obstacle into a building block, how to make it abundantly clear. Oopsie. That's so funny. So we have olive on the bottom. Oh my gosh, in 24, olive and almond. How beautiful. So 23 and 24, olive, making me think of that peace. Everything associated with olive. And the 23, adding up to a 5. And then we have this almond, 24, adding up to a 6. That 2, it's a number of duality, partnerships, creating healthy liaisons. Big deal for orphans and adoptees, where relationships have been more about the parents involved, birth or adoptive or fosters or state-run systems led by brilliant staff, more than the orphan or adoptee, unfortunately. And so to be able to create healthy liaisons, that's a big deal. So this number 2 is indicating of that. And 4, such a solid number, grounded, stable, maybe reminding you to ground and stabilize, to help you play through this waiting time all different ways. You can ground and stabilize from playing music to dancing to you fill in the blank. Everybody's a different psychosocial science experiment, and how you ground may be different than how I ground, and maybe you have many ways you ground that you can lean into for just the right time, right? Because perhaps you don't want to ground the same way every single time you need to ground. And that 24 helps you stay grounded, even if people are pulling on you psychically, emotionally, physically, and they add up to a 6. The 2 and the 4 add up to a 6. It's the number of service. It helps us differentiate between light and dark and the choices we make between those two. And the 6 also helps us be protected in those times when people are so overcome by loss, so grief-struck by loss, that they lash out in grief, either physically, psychically, emotionally, verbally. So the 6 can help in those times, assist in those times, all the different ways we can play with numerology, from making a song about it to visualizing it. Maybe you do an art piece. So let's see more what that almond has to share with us. Almond. When winter snow covers the northern hemisphere, the first tree to bloom under southern skies is the almond. From the very beginning, almond's white splendor opened the heart of humanity. The almond tree is a manifestation of divine love. It strengthens our ability to be loyal and honorable, and to act with charity and empathy. Almond elevates our sense of divine worth and provides the impetus needed on our spiritual journey. It is the mystic's tree. Its older Aramaic name means quote-unquote light, and in ancient Jewish tradition, the almond tree is also associated with the omnipresence of God. The botanical name amygdalus hails from the Middle East and stems from the ancient Sumerian Amaga, meaning great mother. The almond angel encourages us to search for the divine in life, to live with the very best intentions, by the highest ideals possible. The future belongs to the children, which is reason enough to fill the present with love. Ask and you will receive. But that is just the beginning. The path to the throne of Almond Goddess is long and is one of inner development and initiation. Almond's spiritual dimension is like a great mandala, a word that is close to the German quote-unquote Mandel, meaning almond. In this sense, it reminds us of the labyrinths once walked by pilgrims found on the floor of some cathedrals, such as the Chartres in France. I apologize for my pronunciation. Chartres in France. The seers of ancient Canaan spoke about the ancient city of the almond, a place of spiritual perfection, like the legendary city of Shambhala in the Himalayas. Open the almond flower inside your heart. Follow the scent of purity. At the center shines the all-encompassing light of love. Even in the darkest periods of human history, the revelation of the angel of almond has been a slender thread of hope. But where its light is dim, we find spiritual poverty, a lack of love, deep pain, and the cruelty that results from these human conditions. In terms of society, the absence of this angel leads to utter immorality and delusional feelings of self-importance and infallibility. And the oracle poem of the almond: your yearning for truth and the meaning of life are heard in the depths of the universe. Divine wisdom sends the key, and the door stands close by. You will be beautiful and bring blessings to all. So super sweet, Leo. And the almond is reminding us to just bask in that light. Bask in that light while you wait. All the different ways we can bask in that light while you wait, whether it's you create your own mandalas, you make your own labyrinths, you have your own figurative labyrinth or mandala that you can work on during these times. You can lean into that creativity with that almond flower inside of your heart. And what a beautiful message, Leo. Thank you so much for joining us to understand more about your obstacles and how you may turn them into building blocks. And thank you so much for helping us breathe life into adoption spirit magic. Heartily, we are grateful. Until next time, ciao for now. We love you all.